Hey kids, Dean with Crypto the Wonder Dog. Women in crypto, man, they are tearing up the scene. And with women like Alice Hlidkova, the 24-hour girl, she is a mover and a shaker. I had her on the show this week. Just an incredible woman. She is a founder and CEO of Through Looking Glass. She is an advisor. She is a social media marketing and e-commerce specialist. She does things from securing partnerships with SEC and blockchain attorneys, marketing ICOs and token sales, all the way down to advising on development strategies and outsourcing work to VAs. She had a lot of great things to talk about, but I would suggest getting in touch with her directly because she is she's on the ball, man. She can help you out definitely. Here's our show with Alice Hlidkova, the 24-hour girl. You guys ready to start the show? All right, let's start the show. Start talking. So, you've been traveling?
I've been traveling, yes. I actually came from, Miami, because Pitch Investors Live has their headquarters and the founders have their residency there.
Okay.
So Miami, Western area. So I was visiting the team. And Stuart, just writing from my laptop.
From your laptop, wow! And you're in Florida too, right? You're in Fort Lauderdale, or?
Yeah, so that's Stewart is actually near West Palm Beach. So it's not a lot of people know about Stewart, but what's famous about this city is the original Scarface mansion, where Al Pacino played Scarface, is actually located in Stewart, Florida.
Wow! I was just there last week. So, I was just in Miami for a couple of days. So,
yes, there's an upcoming cryptocurrency conference next week. They'll have John McAfee, Damon John, and Kevin Harrington will be participating, I believe, on the panel discussion.
Wow, John's going to be there, huh?
Yes, Damon John, he's going to be there.
How crazy! Have you ever met him?
No, I almost met him, but I didn't go to California. Actually, Cisco, he attends frequently the cryptocurrency events, and my team members met him there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been trying to get him on the show, but with no success.
Well, I'll let you know when I meet Damon John, and perhaps give you a shout out so you can go on your show.
That would be awesome.
He's hard to get a hold of. Yeah.
He is. He's on constantly on Twitter though. I mean, like every 10 minutes he's blasting something out on Twitter.
Exactly. Yes. True.
Very, very active guy on there. So you popped up on my LinkedIn feed because you obviously are very, very active in crypto and everything else. You're called the 24-hour girl. What is that?
Okay, so the 24-hour girl is it was actually a joke that became a tagline and something that people know me for. Not on a large scale, but it's sort of among like my community of followers. And the reason for that is when I used to be a freelance journalist in the Middle East, I had to deliver the news within 24 hours and hand it over to the editor, who would then edit my article, and then it would be published in a newspaper in Lebanon, in the Middle East. So we had 24-hour deadlines, and there was no exception because if the news, it's news. So news has a pretty much 24-hour turnaround.
Yeah.
So I applied that to the blockchain industry in that I get back to people within 24 hours. I get the information that they're looking for, and if I don't know it, then I refer to make references to the appropriate experts.
Yeah.
that can deliver that answer. And with blockchain and technology in general, information travels extremely fast.
Yes.
And so that's the difference between you getting that blockchain project to as opposed to not getting it, because and there's so many so-called experts that are now going into the space, and so with a lot of demand, there's no time to really do due diligence on the experts or people in the space. And sometimes what I found in the industry, there's a lot of uninformed decision making on who the right team should be to work on these blockchain projects.
Yeah.
Because of course it's new, right? So we're all learning, even though we're all experts. So
yeah. It's
that's fun.
yeah, we all are experts, aren't we?
We're all an expert at something.
Yeah. And how long have you been in this in the whole crypto world?
I've been in for about a year and a half.
Okay.
And I've been writing about cryptocurrency blockchain since the beginning of the summer. And I have been in the technology space for about 2 years.
Okay. And what brought you into this world, the crypto world?
So, okay, that's an interesting story. When I had when I started my company in grad school 2 years ago, I was serving mainly technology startups, working with the founders and positioning them for capital raise in Silicon Valley. And what I found what ended up happening was, with consulting, and especially when you're new, there's a lot of ups and downs, and clients don't pay you, or one client died actually, so couldn't pay me. And you have I employed a lot of freelancers, and I had virtual assistants, and sometimes I had to let them go. And so there's a lot that goes into running your own business. And I was able to get by, and I learned that through the introduction of something like Bitcoin and Ethereum has helped me in my business, because it has helped me generate an additional income stream.
Oh, okay.
For revenue stream.
Yeah.
And I bought into Ethereum when it was only $97, and
wow.
Litecoin when it was $17. And I just took a chance because I had a girlfriend in San Francisco who told me about Coinbase. So I just started I used basically my credit card and bought a bunch of Ethereum and Litecoin. And then in August, I got hacked. And it was actually what ended up happening is I tried to buy Neo on Bittrex, and then Bittrex didn't have a technical support. So when they actually had false numbers online, and a Russian hacker picked up my call. And when I tried to make that transfer, my Coinbase account was open on my browser, and anyway, the line went dead. And then I found out like 10 minutes later, my wallets were cleared.
Oh my God.
I was upset, and I said, that's it. I'm starting a new vertical in my business called. I really care about the cost and the risk. So I figured if it's happening to me, it must be happening to other people. So it was through a series of misfortune that guided me to this space. And I also realized there were not a lot of women in the space.
That's right.
And I typically tend to enter industries that don't have a lot of women. And I am a little bit of a contrarian, so I do things a little bit differently. Yeah.
Do you? Okay. Wow. And you've been a journalist. You were a journalist for a long time, right?
For about 2 years, yes. I was in the Middle East during the Arab Spring in 2012. I traveled to China and Europe and parts of the United States, reporting mainly on business, culture, and society. News and features. I wrote features for magazines.
Wow,
they were mainly abroad.
Was that scary over there?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Was it scary when you were over there? Was it dangerous? And
Well, it's not. Here's what I tell people: when you're in it, it seems normal, right?
Yeah.
In any environment we're in, we adapt as humans. And then I became more afraid when I left. And if you look at Syria today, I mean, there's over 200,000, 300, or even 400,000 deaths. Some of them are unrecorded. When I was in Syria, there were only about 2,000 deaths.
Oh, wow.
So it's I have, again, it depends who you ask. I have a high risk tolerance, and I always, even when I was a child, I touched fire. I didn't stay away from fire, and I found it that we kind of we can navigate the landscape. We can navigate any situation if we just put ourselves in a certain mindset.
Yes.
And not show fear, because that was always a key for me. It's just not, and it's not about, yes, it's about confidence, right? When you overcome challenges, like I became more confident, but it's so unexpected. It's taking those uncalculated risks.
Yes.
That really challenge our perceptions and mindset and everything. So.
Oh yeah. Now, were you born in the U.S.?
I was born in the Czech Republic.
In the Czech Republic, and how long did you live there?
So I lived there for about 7 years, and then I moved to New York City.
Oh, okay. And then did you move to Chicago right after that, or?
I did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I moved on average every year and a half for the past 10 years. I've been moving, just traveling on different, just either traveling or studying or working in other countries. I went to college in Indiana, and there I basically moved to a very small town. And from there, I moved to LA. I had a job in real estate out of college. It was a marketing position, and then it was 2008, so the recession happened.
Okay.
Found myself without a job. So
Oh.
I went to New York City, back home, and the only positions that were available were in retail and hospitality, because in Manhattan, the hotels are always going to be open.
Oh, yes.
So, and from there, that's when I became a journalist, and I traveled abroad, and I wanted to impact or influence public policy, especially the work that I was doing abroad. And I applied for graduate school, and I went to Carnegie Mellon, and that's when I really found my true passion, basically technology, and really managing projects and looking at sort of a generalistic view or approach to technology, because I'm not a software developer.
Yeah.
But I like to work with software developers. So
Okay.
I always tell women that, technology is amazing for them, because there's so many opportunities, because it is a changing industry constantly.
Yeah.
So you can even create your own position.
Mm. And is that what they teach primarily there at Carnegie Mellon? Is that tech school?
Yeah, so Carnegie Mellon is the #1 robotics school, and that's where AI was invented.
No
And
way! Wow.
Yeah. Artificial Intelligence by Simon Herbert. Yep, and out of Carnegie Mellon. And Google commissioned some researchers there to create Gmail.
Okay.
And we also have the Uber's Research R&D Center is right by Carnegie Mellon, and 40 Carnegie Mellon professors and students work there.
Oh my God! I did not know that.
Yeah, it's like we're right there with Stanford and MIT, but they're more known.
Yeah, they are. And then you said you are working with women in blockchain as an advisor, right?
Yes.
And
yes. I
what does that take? What does that do? How do you do that?
Okay, so I am a strategic advisor for Weeby.io. That's Women in Blockchain International Impact Group, which actually came out of a Telegram group called Women in Blockchain International.
Okay.
And then the news and tech portal for that organization, which is like a quasi-organization or movement, was MsBlockchain.tech. And that is basically coming out of Australia, founded by Akasha, who had this vision to create a platform or community for women who were in technology blockchain industries. So to highlight their achievements, to create job opportunities for them, and also to find a forum where they can connect. So I've been following her, and I'm in the Telegram group. It's been about 6 months, I just seen the organic growth of the community and really the demand for women in blockchain. And the way that I look at strategy is any minority group or marginalized group, it has a unique advantage because they have a unique value proposition because they're the minority.
Yeah.
So I always look at like how can we align ourselves with strategic partnerships that will elevate us, but the other party as well. And so a lot of it has to do with negotiations to even get the better deal flows. And typically, women are not as good of negotiators as men. And if I looked at something like research coming out of Carnegie Mellon, only 8% of the women that took negotiations classes, out of all the women that took negotiations classes at Carnegie Mellon, only 8% negotiated for their salary. So that's
Wow.
data coming out of the research project, and I was like shocked because that's education is enough, and so it's just so what I always teach, I have a weekly workshop called Winner Circle that takes place on Saturday, and I do this for women, and I teach women how to negotiate and how to really build their confidence by negotiating for what they desire. And we do a lot of case studies, trial and error. We test different models, and we also do role playing during the call. So I just started that 2 weeks ago, and I have about 18 women signed up for tomorrow.
Really?
I'm super excited about that.
Wow! And how they can reach you through your website, through the Changing Glass, to get in touch with you about that?
So that is, I'm going to be uploading that on my website, the link. And the best way they can find me is on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Because on LinkedIn I post daily videos, and the link for the Saturday class is on missblockchain.tech.
Okay.
And under the Ask Alice section, there's the information is there.
Okay. I actually have your LinkedIn page up here. We're looking at right now. We'll put that in the show notes so everyone can click on that and get a hold of you to do that. Do you know a lady by the name of Anu Bardwaj?
No.
I met her last week, and
oh, I do know. I do. Yes, yeah, I know. Okay, I've spoken to her. She was in Puerto Rico. Yes.
Yeah, and she actually lives like a couple of miles from me, which is bizarre because we met on LinkedIn, and I found that she lives in Laguna, and I'm just right over the hill from Laguna Beach. So,
nice.
We went to an event in Beverly Hills on Monday, and it was funny. We walked in, and like everyone was like, Anu. Everyone knew her, and she is very into the empowering women for blockchain and technology. So you guys seem
She's in our group. She's in our group, Women in Blockchain International.
I was about to say she probably is. You probably work with her there. Yeah. So
yeah.
That's great. And we wanted to, I'm sure I'll be working with her more, talking with her, and it'd be great to see what we could all working together on this. And then you're also working on Pitch. What is Pitch?
Yes. Yes, so Pitch is the only blockchain company that allows startups and entrepreneurs to pitch investors live via the app. So what we did was we had an iOS application, and now we're merging it onto the Ethereum network. So we're in the process of becoming a decentralized app. And so what's cool about, I guess, the reason that Matthew and Jonathan, the co-founders, put together a team of 40 to develop this project is because we found the same problem in entrepreneurship as in any business. A lot of people around the world have ideas they would like to pitch. However, they don't have the means to travel to, let's say, Silicon Valley and meet with entrepreneurs. And for the investor, I just recently spoke to Kevin Harrington. For the investors, it's challenging because they have to go to so many trade shows and conferences to where they can be pitched. And a lot of the investors are not accessible. And even if they have a LinkedIn profile, they get pitched a lot. So how do they distinguish a good project from bad, or a project that's ready to scale, for example?
Yeah.
And so pitch will have all the industries categorized, and essentially with the pitch token, the entrepreneur can go on the app and actually pitch live their business proposal. They have access to the business mentors, and they can choose, according to the industry that they want to target and which investors they want to speak with. The investors have an opportunity to accept or decline the pitch, and the audience members can watch without buying tokens to be on the platform. So the token is a utility that gets you access to the services on the platform.
Oh, wonderful. Wow. It's like your own version of Shark Tank right there on your
Yeah, so
your iPhone.
we're like Shark Tank. I have to be legally correct with this, but we're like Shark Tank and Kickstarter.
That's crazy. And how many people have you had on this?
We have over 1,000 users, and we have over 24 investors, and we'll have more once the full integration is complete. Should be in the next 2 months.
Okay, because I see that your pre-sale is sold out. You're on round one, 37% off of the initial price, right?
Yes.
Okay. And one Ethereum is about 13,000 your tokens, which is about $546. That's
Correct.
today. And there's a video on here too, and people can watch the video. It's about a 2-minute video. And
the branded product video.
Oh, awesome! And then okay. Oh, there you are. I see your picture. You're in.
There I am.
There you are. And the project timeline. So this is about a 17-month project timeline. Everything's on here. It's a great website. Very, very nice. Very, very attractive website.
One of the goals that we had was to create a branded blockchain company, because that's what we see is lacking in the industry. A lot of blockchain companies don't have a robust marketing strategy and even branding. So we really, because the co-founder and a lot of the founding team members are marketers or have some experience in marketing, we really saw that as an opportunity to use our skills and be one of the first few to develop a robust marketing strategy.
Wow. And I like the way you guys have the phone on here showing that it is an iOS app primarily, right?
You can download it.
You can download it, and that's in the App Store. What do they search for? Just Pitch?
Pitch Investors Live.
Pitch Investors Live. Okay. Well, we'll make sure to put a link in our description for that also. Man, you're a busy girl.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Busy. Well, busy. What is busy? I mean, it's when we love what we do, it's not work to us, right?
Yeah,
it's
not.
I call it, this is my life's work.
Your life work.
I'm not going anywhere in blockchain, and whether it's in blockchain or something else, I am forever in technology sector.
And you're
for now, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Since I've been in this, I think I've had maybe a good 10 hours worth of sleep in the past 3 months. So.
Wow, that's less than me.
I love it.
I sleep 8 hours every day.
Do you?
Sleep is important.
I wish I could.
Yes.
I just can't do it. I don't know what's going on. I just get so, I wake up in the morning at like 6 and I start thinking, and then that's it. I'm not going to be able to go back. So.
That's true. Great time to write. That's when I wake up and write until about 1 p.m. and then I take my call. So I basically structure my day in categories, or I stack my day in increments. So the first increment or the first section of my day is just writing. So if I typically have about 2 to 3 articles to write every day.
Wow.
In the afternoon, I have my phone calls and my meetings. And then in the evening, I take off. I go rollerblading.
Yeah.
Or yoga.
Yoga. Great.
Yeah. Yoga's good for the mind.
It is. And I need to get back. I used to do that a lot, and I got out of it, and I need to get back in. But
That's exciting.
so it's been great talking with you because I saw a bunch of your videos on LinkedIn, and I really wanted to connect with you and kind of pick your brain and see what you're doing there. And it's wonderful that you're doing the women in blockchain, because that was one of the first things that I noticed when I got in. There wasn't a lot of women. It was primarily men. It was like men, and a lot from the Eastern European nations. It seemed like very populated over there.
What's really interesting is because I spoke to some investors in the Czech Republic that I know, and they went recently to a cryptocurrency conference, and out of 300 audience members, there were only 2 women.
Two?
So it's even less than in the United States. And, recently a pitch went to CB Cryptocurrency, I believe it was conference, Cryptocurrency and Blockchain Conference, and they saw about 40% attendees were women, which is amazing.
40%.
And I also found that in the Nordic countries, I just spoke to an organization that works with different tech companies. I think it's an investment group and an accelerator. And they're based out of Sweden, and they told me, well, you know what? We have a lot of demand, a lot of women that are looking to get into the blockchain. They just don't have the international recognition. So we'll be working with these types of organizations that traditionally haven't either been in tech or haven't been featured, because the blockchain really opens up a new space for creative entrepreneurs and business owners in general.
Yes, it does.
Because it's so modular. So.
And it's crazy how it's bringing so many people together.
A lot. It's natural, and it's collaborative space, and generally people want to help one another. That's one thing I found. And especially on LinkedIn, I found when I was looking for women to coach on my Saturday calls, I got actually more men giving me women's names and tagging the women. So those 15 sign-ups that I had that day, they were recommendations by men.
Recommended by men.
Yeah, they're interested to learn that on LinkedIn at least.
Wow. And so you're going to be having these classes going on a lot. And
every Saturday at 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Pacific.
And these
so I'll
are
have
live.
my Zoom link. Yep, it's going to go Zoom call.
Wow. Okay. Well, I really hope that more women get involved with this, and you're doing just a tremendous job. I see you're always on my feed, and
oh, thank you for following me. I appreciate it.
Love watching your stuff there, and always watch your videos. So I encourage everyone to do the same. And you have what's coming up next for you? What's your next project you're going to be working on?
My next project is, wow, that's a good one. Well, I'm working with a publicly traded company on NASDAQ. Their name is Pacific Software, Inc., and they're developing new projects in the blockchain industry. That's pretty cool, just building a new sort of vertical for them and doing it in a collaborative way.
Nice.
Then I'm really looking to build out the Winner's Circle, the workshop that I host on Saturday. And I'm speaking with some blockchain companies, some of them that are on CoinMarketCap, to basically develop a communication, marketing, and engagement strategy for them to engage more of their users.
Advancing what?
So working with the executive team.
I'm sorry, I missed part of that. You advancing what?
So working on a strategy for marketing, communication, and engagement initiatives.
Okay.
So what ends up happening, a lot of blockchain companies that have their token sale, they have a lot of the marketing efforts and a lot of the hype around the token sale. But then they're actual companies, so then how do they maintain their position in the marketplace? And especially with more competition and a lot of companies that want to launch token sale, they have to really stay competitive. And the way they stay competitive is just becoming very creative on how they engage the community, and also working with the right people that can execute all these strategies. So advisories are key here.
Wow. Man, a lot of things going on. Well, I'd love to have you back on, soon and talk about how all these projects are going for you.
Oh yeah, I would love that. I would love that.
Awesome. Well, Alice, I'm sure you're a busy girl. You're the 24-hour girl, and I'll get out of your hair now so that you can go and finish all the other million things you're going to have to do today. And
No.
you're doing the Lord's work over there in Miami and Florida. So wonderful talking with you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, and I'll talk to you again soon
All
on
right.
LinkedIn or on your show.
Thank you, Alice. I'll talk soon.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.